like to talk to you a little bit about creators and sort of industry trends. And so I think we're hearing a lot that the age of the faceless brand is over. And at the same time, we're seeing sort of a terminology change within the industry as well towards more creators. And so I was wondering, what do you think this means for the industry and how do you see it developing as well?
It's a great question. I think it's an especially great question for Rakuten advertising, because we've always treated the affiliate channel as whatever the opposite of a faceless channel is. Yeah. We are so hands-on, not only on the tech platform side, but also on the services side. So to see that brands can no longer be faceless, I think plays into our strengths as a network really well. So it's exciting at its baseline. The interplay of that with creator is also really manifesting already in terms of what brands are coming to us and asking for. So they're taking the creator channel and they're starting to merge that more and more with the affiliate channel, and they want to do it at scale. And so what that means is that we need to be able to have not only the tools and tech to support that, but the people to support the casting and the onboarding and the strategy and the support and all the hand-holding that comes with this. And in terms of creator versus influencer, I can kind of think of it in two ways. So I think that one is moving from influencer to creator takes a little bit of the pressure off to be a marketer first, because the word influencer really does speak more to the outcome of what the person is doing. But with creators, it's broadened it. So anybody who loves a brand or loves a product and loves to build things and make things can merge all of those passions together and make some money from doing it. But it's not the outcome first, it's really the passion first. And so I think that that move has allowed the type of person who takes on that role as a creator to broaden, which is really aligned with how we're seeing brands want to work with creators anyway.
Sure. So another question that I have for you is to do with the connection between micro-influencers and closed user groups. So we're definitely seeing a rise of micro-influencers and their sort of ability to connect with niche audiences. And at the same time, you're having that same uplift from closed user groups. And so, yeah, what I wanted to ask you is, what do you think this means for affiliate and the channel, and how you see it playing out?
Yeah, so I think this builds off of what we just spoke about, which is how brands are trying to combine the channels and do creator well at scale. Yeah. Because now here we are with micro-influencers, which historically and also today are still doing a lot of their activity through sub-networks, and that is fine. I think strategically that won't go away, and it's important. And when you're a micro-influencer, but you have this niche but highly engaged, highly valuable audience, you can't always do as well as other influencers in a sub-network environment, because there's a lot of automation there that pulls the humanity out and is just a lot about the numbers. And so this is another great opportunity for that direct relationship on platform, on affiliate, with our amazing services layer there to hold your hand and really connect you with a brand who wants access to your engaged audience, and vice versa, where that audience also wants that connective tissue with the brand and with the product. So I think it's a win-win-win for everybody.
And so do you think that that's a trend that's here to stay?
Yes, 100%. And I think that that is in part to do with the change in how marketers are working, but I also think it has a lot to do with AI and the change in how consumers are behaving. I think there's also some stuff in recent history, especially with the pandemic being still like close in our rearview mirror, where people have changed the way that they operate. And so this idea that micro-influencers and closed user groups are accessing things on either a very, very niche level or a very, very local level is highly interesting. And so as a brand, if you want to scale your access to audiences through the influencer channel, instead of having maybe one or two creators who are like the face of your brand and speak to it, where they're speaking to large audiences who maybe don't feel as connected with them and therefore don't feel connected with your brand, times that by 10, times that by 10,000, and have all of those faces in their neighborhoods, in their regions, or in their niches, where they have made the connection and they're the bridge to the brand. And again, with a brand on a network, with all of the service there to really facilitate the relationship, because the creator is human.
Yeah.
And if they're going to be able to convey that human touch to their audience, who again, their audience does not want to be sold to.
Sure.
So if that authenticity is going to stick there, then you need the authenticity to stick up that chain of relationships. And the way to do that well and not make it so expensive that it's untenable is to have excellent software powering it, pulling away all of the manual work and complexity, and allowing the people layers at all parts to focus on connecting with each other and really delivering something that's truly valuable. And then you're not really trying hard to sell because you're really just communicating.
So I feel like we've spoken a lot about emerging trends and how they're gaining traction. Affiliate has always been a channel that has been ever-changing and evolving. And we've got a lot of innovations popping up right now that are very much targeting some of the challenges that are popping up with those changes. But what are the innovations that you feel showed the most promise for equipping the industry to navigate this new AI-first era?
Yeah. It's a great question. It's a relevant question. I think it's keeping a lot of people up at night.
Yeah.
It's important that we talk about it. So I've seen doubling and tripling down on brand safety and monitoring tools first and foremost. Years ago, when we talked about this type of tool set, we were pretty much talking with FinServ. It was the people who are most regulated and most concerned about being compliant with those regulations who were focused on this type of tool set. Now what we're seeing is that more brands are entering into the affiliate world in a way that makes them more vulnerable. Often that is also tied with creator, because you're not always working with a single large known publisher. You're working with hundreds or even thousands of people who are less well known, not coming from a marketing background necessarily, et cetera. And so these brand safety and monitoring tools are now suddenly extremely interesting to our cohorts. So I think that we're only going to see more innovation in that space, allow all of us in affiliate to do the work that we want and need to do to help everybody be successful.
My last question is forward-looking. And I know we've spoken a lot about the different challenges and innovations and opportunities within affiliate and sort of beyond. But looking ahead, what makes you feel hopeful?
Well, so it all has to do with AI. So I love the confluence of AI and humanity. I think that there's a really beautiful Venn diagram there when done well. And this is extremely optimistic, but it's good that we just talked about brand safety and monitoring, because those are the guardrails that protect us all and allow us to have fun and be safe in this amazing new world. So I think that some of the things that came up this morning in content were really indicative of what makes me feel hopeful. And it had a lot to do with AI, and it had a lot to do with the media mix modeling and the different ways that brands are thinking about attribution, and finally letting affiliate have a seat at that table more holistically with other channels. Because historically, affiliate has been 100% deterministic. And over the years, it's like the 20, 25 plus years of affiliate marketing, that determinism has put affiliate farther and farther into a corner that's been challenging to get out of, and where a lot of folks who know, understand, and love the channel have found themselves having to defend the value.
Right.
And so now being able to really zoom out in this MMM value attribution landscape and use the word probabilistic and affiliate in the same sentence, and in the context of changing consumer behavior, given LLMs and all of the questions that brands have about who is talking about me, and therefore how am I getting service, and therefore who should I spend money with to get service, right? That whole thing is very exciting because it means that we can take a little bit of the pressure off of this last click determinism, and we can finally talk about all of the ambient value that affiliate drives and has driven for many, many years in a way that gives the channel the credit that it so much deserves, and gives the people who pour their lives and their passion and their interests and their time into creating the content that feeds the channel, that supports the brands, and that now is also feeding and supporting large language models in a way that is still very affiliate at heart, because it continues to be win-win-win. So I'm very, very excited that we have that seat at the table, and I'm very, very excited to see how all the players in the space respond to that.